Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily show where we show you one cool thing which we are testing out here in the PC Mag labs. Now, do you have a box of old family photos? I think a lot of people do. When my grandmother died, for instance, a couple of years ago, we were cleaning out her condo in Florida and there was a closet which was entirely boxes of old photos, decades and decades of well-preserved old snapshots. And we're in a world now where we want those things online. We want to be able to go through our family histories in something like Google Photos, or at the very least, stored on a couple of different hard drives in a couple of different places to be able to chronicle those histories in a transferable, non-decaying digital format. How do you do that? You do that with this. I have Tony Hoffman here, our printers and scanners expert, here to talk about the new Epson FastFoto. And now, Tony, is this, in terms of consumers, is this basically a unique product when it comes to being able to scan a lot of photos at once?
Yes. I mean, in theory, any document scanner, sheet-fed document scanner can scan photos, but even if you put them in a protective sleeve, they're liable to be damaged when being fed through the scanner. Epson has pretty much, as far as I can tell, perfected the ability to scan average photo prints, snapshots, without any significant risk of damaging them. So it combines the speed of a sheet-fed scanner with pretty good scan quality. It can scan at either 300 or 600 DPI. It gives you actually two prints. It gives you the raw scan, and it also does their own enhancements, which often are improvements over the originals, but sometimes the originals looked better. But the important thing is you get all these photo prints into a digital format.
So how many photos can you stack in here at once, and how long does it take to scan them?
Well, in theory, you can stack 36 photos, which of course is the capacity of an old roll of film. It takes, for a 300 DPI photo, it takes averages 1 second. Mm-hmm. For 600 DPI, it averages 3 seconds. Those are Epson's figures, and they're pretty close to what we determined. Sometimes it seemed to excuse me, balk at certain photos, feed at different speeds, but overall it scanned them quickly.
Now, we have it hooked up to a Windows laptop here.
Yes.
Does it have special scanning software? Is it Windows only?
It does have special scanning software, the Epson FastFoto, and I'm not sure if it is Windows only.
Okay,
to tell the truth.
And it's hooked up via USB, but I was reading in your review, one of the advantages of the new FastFoto is that it can also connect via Wi-Fi, right?
Yes. Is this on? Okay, now it is.
It's on now? Okay, great.
That is true, yes.
Okay. So, yeah, why don't you show us how this works? You have it all set up to scan, right?
Sure. Well, let's start a scan. All you need to do is go to the corner and and then you want to describe the photos, as they call it. Basically, it's entering a year.
And so the idea here is that you have a roll of old photos, and they were all taken at roughly the same time. And so you can type in, this is, Boca Raton, February 1986 for this particular roll. And then the files will be named Boca Raton 1986-1, Boca Raton 1986-2, et cetera, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we, let's do this Boca Raton, which of course it isn't, but okay, we got the caps lock on, so let's just do Boca. And to show now, there will be a file. It will start scanning.
Okay.
You just then launch the scan. I preset it. I believe it's set for 600 DPI at the moment. So
Now, while this pulls it together, how big an image or how big a document can you scan?
well, that's why I brought these panoramas along. If we have time, I'll show you. It can scan these, and it can also scan documents. And there was a previous Epson FastFoto scanner, the FF-680, which was very similar to this in its photo scanning capabilities, but it was not a good document scanner.
Okay.
It basically it's OCR, its ability to read characters and translate them into digital form was poor. You couldn't scan. I couldn't get it to scan to searchable PDF.
So all those, even once you have finished with your grandmother's closet, all of those bank statements, mortgage records, all those documents that you get in your life, you could use this to digitize those as well. So it's it has an ongoing life beyond the family photos.
That is right. Unlike what we concluded about the previous version, which basically, since it was poor as a document scanner, if you needed to scan documents, you'd need to basically get a second scanner. So once you scan your closet full of photo prints, what's left to do with the scanner?
So now, it looks like the scans came through.
Yes.
What have we got here? It looks like some of the photos are upside down.
That is true. However, there's a very easy way to restore that. You can do it as a batch. You just go into the edit mode, and then you rotate it twice here. And now you have right side up photos. It has some limited, apart from the, let's look at a regular and an enhanced version just to see what the difference is. Yeah, the color, there's more contrast. The color's been corrected. So it does have some merit. You could always do that in a photo editing program, but this takes that step out of your hands.
Now, if someone had written notes on the backs of photos, will it scan those too along with the photos?
Yes, it will. It will scan. If you have to set it manually to do so, but there is a way of doing that. And if I go into the file menu here, I can show you an example.
Do we have any questions out there?
So with this model, I mean, it's using the same essential software as other Epsons. Like if you're, I don't know, you're upgrading to this or something like that, like it's pretty smooth transition?
I mean, basically the software, other than this FastFoto software, it comes with is a basic scan utility. It doesn't have the depth of like a full document management program. So it's not really the same as the other Epson, but it's similar to other Epson scan utilities. So
I mean, I would point out that the FastFoto software here is kind of unique. If you have, say, an Epson flatbed scanner, that is a completely different software package. So this is a, I mean, you're not really upgrading to this. This is kind of a side grade. This is a unique product for particular use cases, as opposed to something that you would exchange your flatbed for. Let's take another question.
Can you clarify, does it scan double-sided?
Yes, it does. And here's an example. I'm a ham radio operator, and I collect QSL cards, which confirm contact with other stations. And basically, you have the image on the front of the QSL. But on the back, you have information which you may also want to save, which basically you just set it so it'll automatically scan both sides if there's information on the back. If there isn't, it just ignores it. But here, get information. It kicked.
That appears to be a caterpillar.
That is true.
Okay.
But so here I can save and have an easy record of all the information from this contact with the station.
Okay, so this is the 680. The 640, you can still find it on the market. The differences are, what are the differences primarily if someone sees the 640 on the market for less money?
Well, it will be less money. It was, I think, $100 less, and it could even be more. The differences are basically that with the 640, you get a great scanner for scanning photo prints. It's not that capable as an all-around document scanner. If you want to scan documents with some degree of proficiency, this is definitely to be recommended over the 640, and that's why this got our editor's choice.
Okay. So great. So the Epson FastFoto 680, an editor's choice, $600 for scanning pretty much anything on paper in your home or office, whether it be photo paper or regular paper. Let's take one more question before we go.
Why wouldn't you just use a multifunction printer with a flatbed scanner?
It takes a long time to scan, even though some scanners will allow you to set like 4 photo prints at once. Just the convenience, you can get all, first you want to sort the prints so that your Boca Raton photos don't get mixed up with your Phoenix photos. But once you have that, it can go very quickly. They sort into their files. You don't have to create a file system.
And also, if you're using the sheet feeder on an MFP, it is not designed to handle small pieces of paper, so it will misposition them and often damage them, as opposed to the feeder in here, which is designed to handle smaller objects. So this is an MFP. If you just have a couple of photos, it's fine. But if you're dealing in the tens, in the hundreds, this is really what you need. So thank you very much all for watching. This has been One Cool Thing from PCMag.com. If you are watching us live on Facebook, please return tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. We will have another cool thing. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We have another cool thing every day.
Cool.